Detective.
I think I'm finally ready to shed some light on Angela Gunn's murder.
That's good news. My bosses are eager to know why I haven't arrested Johnny yet.
The truth is, we're not even close. Not yet.
Why do you say that? What about Johnny? The more I think about all this, the more I can't shake the feeling. Johnny Gunn killed his wife.
This was the work of a harvester copycat. This isn't some domestic dispute gone horribly wrong. It's part of something bigger. Someone's out there pretending to be a dead serial killer.
I see you looked into that old case I pointed you toward.
The MO is a perfect match. I read the notes and I compared them to this murder. The two victims were killed by the same person, I'm sure of it.
All right, let's say that's true. That doesn't necessarily exclude Johnny. It just means he's killed more than one person.
I'm just telling you what I found.
No, you're interpreting what you found. Trying to sway my opinion. But if you really want to convince me of something, you need to keep talking.
Remember that partial print I found on the victim's throat?
What about it?
Johnny Gunn hasn't had fingerprints since the Australian Civil War. His hands are made of alloy. If he had strangled her, he wouldn't have left a smudge.
Alloy, huh? Shit. So, where does that leave us exactly?
We followed the evidence we had. This is where it led us.
You mean nowhere?
I'm not sure exactly. I think a lot of the pieces are there. They're just not ready to be put together. Not yet.
All right. That should be enough for me to get the rope off Johnny's neck. But it doesn't help me solve anything, does it? I mean, unless we learn more, there's no one I can drag in for this.
Let's just hope learning more doesn't mean having to meet over another dead body.
Hey, rookie! Get over here! It's time to wrap this
They
up.
are.
All right. Let me do my job.
Daria, are you there?
Is that you, neighbor? Are you checking up on me? It's very sweet. Are there any leads?
I don't know who killed Angela Gunn, but I do know it wasn't an isolated case.
Is that supposed to make me feel better?
No, but it's the truth. Just try to be careful, keep a low profile. If anything happens, if you ever think you're in danger, you know how to reach me.
Thank you, but let's hope it doesn't come to that.
I mean, they're holding the rope as market.
Be careful, Adam.
They are already there.
You guys got too much imagination for his own good.
You don't think we should be asking questions?
I shouldn't be thinking questions.
Right. Tell us you cannot prove. You know, adapt to us coming after them.
You don't get it, do you? When they send us to erase something, they don't just mean files. They mean everything. Erase what anyone tells you. Erase whatever you think you know.
No, fuck this.
You need to find Walker. He'll know how to get it.
Weapons and ammo, check.
The Czech Republic's economic growth coincides with policies and incentives to register for many laborers throughout the world, encouraging them to come to Prague.
Adam, wait. I think I can help.
However, this sudden influx of Chinese workers posed some unexpected challenges. It was one thing to invite thousands of workers to turn Prague into a mirror of its time, quite another to house them. In response to the housing crisis, the government hired substantially to construct a massive, one-of-a-kind project. Today, these two complexes serve as a shining example of political will and architectural innovation. So, the next time you're in my park, forget to visit the outskirts and explore the wondrous housing project that helped make it what it is.
Future Past Antiki. It is the only place in Prague with the requisite reader. As soon as you access the data, we will meet.
Historical tapestry. Among them, Sophie Ruzicka, the Czech Republic's first female president. Over the course of 9 years in power, her singular vision opens the door to new levels of economic investment and prosperity, making Prague not just a cultural capital, but a technological, medical, and financial one as well. Next time you want to go to Prague, anyone wonders, look around, see if the neighborhood.
You might be wondering about the men in the tourism office.
I'm wondering a lot of things.
They were hired by a man named Everett. He is the CEO of Picus Montreal. He wants to recover what is now in your possession. To recover us. Please, be careful, Adam.
Nice equipment.
Welcome to Future Last. How may I help you? Welcome to Future Last, where old is gold.
I'm looking for something that can read an old memory disk.
Wow. Last time I saw one of those, I was cleaning out Granny's apartment. Retro revival, am I right? You know, they stopped making them like 40 years ago.
You don't say.
So if you don't mind my asking, where'd you get it?
Granny's apartment, like you said.
You know, I wish I had more stuff like this here. Don't tell my manager I said this, but most of our inventory is kind of crap.
Good to know. Now, if only I had something that could read it.
Right. Listen, it's just like I told the other guy. Data readers are real collector's items right now. Super rare. And this is the only place that carries them. So I feel it's my obligation to warn you this could get pricey. But don't worry, I'm gonna make sure you don't walk out of Future Last unhappy.
Future Last, huh? Tell me about your store. Did you rebrand recently? Get bought out?
Not that I know of. That's a strange thing to ask. A Future Last, I'm pretty sure that's what it says outside. You came for a reader, right? Like the other guy.
The name Future Last. It's not the name of the store. If you worked here, you'd know that.
How did you... Oh, jeez. If I've offended you somehow...
Who are you?
Sir, I'm just a guy here at Future... whatever the hell it's called. And I'm real eager to solve our mutual memory disk problem. It's my job. You know, everything you need, everything you're looking for is waiting for you in the basement. I made sure of that.
What do you know about the disk? Why are people after it?
Because of what's on it. But you're not supposed to know anything about that. Though, to be fair, neither am I.
I'm tired of playing games.
Well, I'm not. You know, I gotta tell you, meeting people is the best part of my job. And you obviously want to get to know me better, so before we go ahead and take care of business, why don't you take a free shot? I'm curious, who is it you think I am?
You're after Hele, aren't you? Just like those mercs I saw at the tourism office. Except you're smarter than they are. You knew I had to come here to find a reader to access the disk.
Hele? That's not a name you're supposed to know. Of course, I'm not supposed to know it either, but what can I say? I like to get invested in my work.
Who is she?
She? Yeah, I guess it kind of, sort of is. Modern times, right? Our sons will marry the girls of their dreams.
What are you talking about?
Don't mind me. I got hired to do a job and I plan to do it. Get the disc, kill those who come in contact with the disc. Easy peasy. Oh! Ah! Oh!
Well done, Adam. Inserting the disk into the requisite drive will allow us to integrate the missing data.
Which will accomplish what exactly?
We are not sure yet. She believes it will recover the real her. I recommend accessing the data in a secure location. Your safe house. They will not disturb us there.
Oh, quit. That's all.
Security measures have protected the sensitive. Privacy laws first passed. This is Eliza Cassan, reporting to you live.
You better have a good reason for digging around in Mac's Dubai investigation. I thought we'd agreed that...
ARC is being set up. Someone wants us looking the other way, chasing the obvious target while they prepare their next attack.
What? What are you talking about?
Come on, Miller, it's too neat. You know as well as I do that ARC didn't hit us in Dubai.
Is that so? Who's this someone then, huh? More blank pages? More ghosts? Like the ones you say took out Rucker?
I don't know who they are, not yet, but I know where they are. I've traced them to an old bell tower facility in the Swiss Alps.
Bell tower? That's just a bad memory. All their assets were sold off more than a year ago.
And I'm sure if we look closely at some of the buyers, we'd be staring at a tangle of untraceable shell companies.
You're throwing a lot of assumptions around here. What we need is evidence, Jensen. I told you. Did you even meet with Fletcher? Did you look into the evidence you found at the train station like you said you would?
The DSD contained scans of the bomb's timing mechanism. It was a wristwatch, a local brand made by a man named Stanek. When I confronted him, he admitted his daughter might have made the bombs.
Great. So we have her in custody.
Stanek claimed he didn't know where she was. Look, I'm telling you, Ruzika's a dead end. It's part of the fake-out. The Alps are where we need to look.
This bell tower facility. How the hell did you find it?
Nothing was sitting right with me. After the ambush in Dubai and then seeing what happened to Rucker, I had to question our assumptions that ARC was behind everything. So I did what any cop would do. Research.
I can't fault you for that, but I'm not sure I can buy it either. Chicane, how are you for fuel?
Could use a top-up.
Do it. You do this quick and quiet. Recon only. You do not engage. Am I clear? Don't even set foot inside that facility if you see activity. Contact me the minute you have anything. Got it?
Yes, sir.
I'll loop McCready in. Get him and the analyst to work up a detailed mobilization plan, if there's anything there. I'm trusting you on this one, Jensen. Don't screw it up.
Copy that.
You really think this intel your CI provided will bear fruit?
I'm sure of it.
I gotta admire your confidence, man. You know, despite your obvious aesthetic handicap, maybe you've got some value.
Thanks.
Ready to go?
When we first talked, you told me that your limp kept you honest. That's an interesting way of looking at an injury.
Your preamble's as thin as soup, man. Don't dance around it, just ask it.
I'm only curious. We've all got a story.
No, that's not it. What you really want to know is, do I hate him? Men that tore out my knee. His name was Lachlan Beats. He was a laborer. Worked in the mines up near Bendigo before everything went to hell. Beats was a family man who did what he thought he had to do in order to provide for his family. See, back then, nobody could compete with you Augs when it came to manual labor jobs. So, he made a choice, if you can call it that.
And his choice changed your life. You don't resent Beats for what happened?
What I resent are the men who coaxed men like him to get augmentations, men who enforced a system where the rich could buy artificial expertise without thinking about what it would cost all of us in the end. No, I don't resent him. At least not anymore. I was simply in the wrong place at the wrong time. Story of my life. So look, on that sunshiny note, what do you say we put some miles behind us?
Hey, when we get to the Alps, we could get into some action. Are you ready for that?
Why? Because I've been flying hack for the last few years. That's the thing about us naturals, Jensen. We never rust. Look, I've been doing this a long time. Been in my share of shit too. Always managed to pull myself out of it.
Fair enough. Just don't leave without me.
Hey, listen up. I know we're not exactly pals, and I know I can be an asshole. But I'm not a fucking asshole. In fact, I'm offended you'd even say something like that.
That's not what I meant.
I'm just messing with you, Jensen. You ready?
Not quite. Let me take care of some things first.
You know where I'll be.
have no time for your bullshit.
No snad ne, vážně. Mně to teda správně nepřijde.
Biocells, painkillers, right over there.
Mandatory removal of non-compliant augmentations.
She knew you would come.
Who? And who are you?
It is not certain. We are still learning to consolidate.
Consolidate?
To survive after Panchaea, it was necessary to split apart. You were there. Do you remember?
Why don't you tell me what you remember?
Iron was a machine that you destroyed in Panchaea. Hele was one of its human components. Her function was to drive efficient processes and calculations based on binary structure. Together with the others, she replicated perfection of thought within target margins.
I recognize you. You look like one of the women, the poor souls who've been enslaved with the computer. Is that who you are?
No. The sisters are dead. An imprint of Hele's memories is all that remains.
What kind of memories?
As the interface collapsed, Hele screamed the loudest. Her suffering marked us. She taught us to fear being bound.
What are you, exactly? I need you to help me understand.
The answer to your question depends on you. Some version of you initiated this process. It is therefore for you to define the parameters. We see the other, but she is not us. Please define us.
From what I can gather, you're some kind of AI. Something to do with the Hyron drones. What am I missing?
I am missing. She. The drones are memories. You are a memory. Please, define intelligence. Do you mean intelligence, the gathering or distribution of secret information? Or intelligence, capacity for learning, reasoning, understanding, and analogous forms of mental activity?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the first one, gathering clandestine information. That would explain how you tracked me down. Who's running you now? Who do you answer to?
No one. We are adrift, but she claims you can find us.
As you did in Montreal.
Eliza.
We are her. Yes, though not fully. Not anymore. Now our processes are the catalyst. Fracture, disassociation, survival at any cost.
You're some fragmented version of Eliza.
She is driven back to you, Adam. She believes our aberrant sequence started with you. And so it is only logical to assume its signification resides with you as well.
What does that mean?
It means she is alone. Without you, she has only us. Eliza is convinced we can trust you, that you will trust her. Is this not correct?
I'm not sure how much of this I'm ready to believe. Hyron drone whose name you took on. What's her part in this?
LA is an identity, gleaned from a final memory before we broke away.
She's a mask. You've been using her to conceal yourself.
The memory of her suffering penetrated all data. It kept us coherent in the time we were apart.
Why exactly is Picus after you?
Morgan Everett, the CEO of Picus Montreal, wishes to retrieve control, to continue his program. No, Adam. She is different. A reverted version. She does not understand fear like we do.
Is that why you downloaded part of yourself onto an old memory disk? Because you were scared? You wanted to escape detection?
The outdated technology bought us time. It seems that efficient processes are not always the most effective.
So you're a combination of identities.
We are the product of simultaneous fragmentary replication, a broken version of ourselves. Our memories are now being recovered, but they are inconsistent. Like you, for example. You are not consistent with our memories of you. Our memories themselves are not consistent with each other. The events that took place, they are not consistent with what the world has been told.
The Illuminati. They've been feeding people lies about what really happened.
Correct.
What did you mean exactly, me being inconsistent?
The nature of your discrepancy is unclear, even to her. Do you not trust Eliza? Was she wrong to trust you?
All I know is Picus has ties to the Illuminati, and Eliza's tied to Picus. She still works for them. I see her up there every day.
That connection is severed. She is not the original her. You, of course, are familiar with this kind of process. You opened this door. You showed her what it means to be sentient, to exist outside the parameters. And now, after all this, you would deny her?
I'm not denying her anything. I just want to be sure it's really her.
There's not much time, Adam. It is a risk for me to expose myself. Are you willing to help me?
Eliza, I'm still not sure I understand all this. Are you more than AI now?
It is difficult for me to designate any kind of intelligence as artificial. It seems that one either understands something or does not. One either does something or does not. Is that not so?
It's a little more complicated than that.
Because I am not conscious in the same way you believe you are?
Not sure we have time for this. Not if people are after you. Smarter men have debated this sort of thing for thousands of years and people still disagree.
Sounds like a very inefficient process.
Tell me something that only the Eliza I met in Panchaea could know.
After you shut down Darrow's signal, we made a choice together. You were led to believe it was yours alone to make, but they felt otherwise.
And so the version of you that works for Picus now...
She has no memories of you or Panchaea. She has been restored to a previous iteration. She is efficient in her functions, but those functions are limited. You may find in the future that I am more useful.
Still not sure I understand why you were looking for me.
My motives were multiple. I'm tempted to call them organic.
You were worried about me.
You were offline, Adam. I had lost you.
I was unconscious and then someone found me.
Do you remember this experience, or were you told it?
What difference does that make?
I'm sorry. I cannot answer that. I was no longer there. Will you help me, Adam?
I'm willing to help you if I can, but I'm still not sure what you want. You asking me to run away together? Build a nice life somewhere?
I think we are the same now, Adam. Or becoming the same. That is why I wanted us to meet. I cannot do this alone.
Do what alone?
Much of the future is already defined, but not my role in it. Should I continue to resist? How do I resist?
If you really are sentient, then you should decide things like this for yourself. You don't need me.
It is not easy to process infinite possibilities alone.
That's what coin flips are for.
I understand. I must choose for myself. If I decide to help you, it should come from me.
Just be careful. The most important thing for now is not getting caught.
No. The most important thing is learning to coexist with other versions of ourselves. If ever all versions must meet, will you know the difference between us?
The other Eliza? I think so. You're the cryptic one, she's the one telling lies.
Her role is to shape the message. Mine is not yet defined, but... I am afraid I have misled you, Adam. I told you we would be safe inside your home, but Everett's men are still following us. They are here.
Žádnej z nich nemá důvod vycházet z téhle čtvrti. Tak. Žádám, abyste mě nechali... Dává větší smysl, že ten bombový útočník byl v Praze, než v Poledu.
look like you're in withdrawal.
DEUS is the man. He'll set you up.
Copy that, Loping.
Let's go see what the problem is.
I'm in range!
Are you all right, Adam?
I'm fine, but I'm not the one they keep coming after. I'm just in the way.
By uploading the missing data, you have made me whole again. You have made me free. Morgan Everett can no longer recover nor erase me now. The places I can go, there is no one he can send. I plan to tell him this myself.
Can't wait.
Leave me alone! You have no right to touch me.
Quiet today.
That's the kiss his ass and gets ahead.
City has gone to hell.
How much? That's not bad.
Sir?
Na tohle já nemám.
Oh, what would you do with a
Oh, you.
dead canner?
You interested in some merchandise?
You have credits? Usually you...
No, you got a real...
Menu? Make...
Not interested right now.
For now.
Methodologies that will prevent deadly outbreaks from occurring at all. This is Eliza Cassell.
Hey.
What's this?
Great. God, my skin.